Hi there, it's Tim with Far North Magic. Today I'm going to be looking at the Summer Super Drop for 2023. This is a drop that they gave like another 2 months to buy. So I like how they made the time longer. I don't like a lot of the other things with this drop though. So they did bundles, but with no discount. So that's not great. The big thing that they're doing is two collector boosters for the Brothers War for every $200 you spend. So just say you bought this everything bundle, you'd get like four boosters in theory. So I guess they're like unloading their extra collector boosters through this instead of an Amazon dump. But I still don't think that's enough to turn the tides on this. It does seem pretty rough. So I guess let's look at the first layer. First layer is a whole bunch of mountains, 10 mountains, featuring the mountain goats. I don't know anything about the mountain goats. So I like how they keep getting other people that are interested in the game to do some collaborations and stuff, because they need to kind of do that to get more exposure. And it probably doesn't take a lot if the people are invested in the game to get them to kind of hype stuff up. But for me, this is a pass just because I don't want to pay $30 or $40 for 10 mountains. The land layers seem to do not the worst, so I think if you like the art, definitely grab it, I guess, because they're giving you at least 10 instead of just 5. But that seems like a pretty bad reason. Next up is The Stars Gaze Back. This one was one that I was thinking I might be excited with before I saw the art. I'm not big into this art. Unfortunately, it is a bit weird to me. In this lair, there's a Flamekin Harbinger, Omnath Locust of Rage, Risen Reef, and Voice of Resurgence. The Flamekin Harbinger is like a couple dollars. The Omnath non-foil, almost $3. The foil is a bit pricey because it hasn't got hit as many times at just over 10. Risen Reef is a very high multiplier, 62 cents versus 1991, because it's from a core set, but it was also in I think one of the challenger decks, I want to say, maybe even a brawl deck. I think in the brawl deck and maybe a challenger deck. And Voice of Resurgence has just been beat to death at a couple dollars and just over $4 for the foil. So value for non-foil, $7.86, definitely a pass. For foil, $37.35, mostly off the Risen Reef, so still a pass on the value front. If you like the art, definitely probably just buy the 1 or 2 cards that you like. It's unfortunate that it's only a 4-card layer. Some of them are actually 5-card layers, which is a surprise to me. Next up is the Artist Series for Ryan Alexander Lee. This one has Nemesis of Reason. Definitely a card that's kind of just glided down at just under $1 for the non-foil. Gaea's Blessing, 23 cents. Twilight Prophet. If it didn't get hit in Commander Masters, I imagine it would be quite a bit more at the 628. World Spine Worm is the big card at 925. And then you also have a worm token. That's probably going to be worth something. But I should have looked up the Return to Ravnica worm token. I remember at one point it was actually a pretty pricey token. So a big miss on the non-foil value with 1666. So more than 40% less. For foil, it's a bit better, but you're really anchored on World Spine Worm and the Nemesis of Reason. So Nemesis is $12.50 almost. The Blessing's $1.27. The Prophet's $5.86. World Spine Worm's over 30, just over, so 30.68. So these prices are all just TCG market prices. Probably could find some of the stuff a little more, a little less. I just take that because it's easier to, I guess, find. And then whatever you value the worm token at. So at least the foils have a positive value at just over $50. Which is actually the best value. Which is pretty sad. Next up is Bad to the Bones. This is a 5-card lair at least, and the art is kind of cool. I don't think I'm going to buy it because I don't use any of the cards except the Gaia Reach Sanitarium. There's also Tiny Bones, Reassembling Skeletons, Necrogen Mist, and Bottomless Pit. This one has 2 cards that don't have foils, so the foil value is a bit lacking. So the foil might be the one to look at, but the non-foil is just pretty rough. Your best card's the Tiny Bones at 9.26, the Sanitarium, and as 53 cents. The Reassembling Skeletons, 16 cents. Necrogen Mist as 6.40. That would get pretty crushed down because it's like a old card. Bottomless Pit is an old card from Stronghold. Uncommon. Not a bad card, but just not worth a whole lot. So down $12 on the non-foil. On the foil, the Bottomless Pit and the Tiny Bones don't have foil. So if you poured over them to be just a non-foil existing price, that would make the foil value a little better by about $4 or $5. Your Necrogen Mist is $20.48. I don't see the foil holding that price just because that's an old foil from Mirrodin. Your Reassembling Skeletons only 38 cents in foil because it's got hit so many times. Well, it's got hit in Commander Masters. And your Sanitarium is $12.24 because there's only, I think, Eldritch Moon for foil. So it probably won't hold $12.24 for the foil for the Sanitarium either. But there's at least a chance that one would hold enough value with the Tiny Bones having a value. Next up is the Goblins and Squabbling. What is this? Goblin and Squabbling. So they're starting to redo some of the goblins again. From the last time, we got the Goblin Lackey, the Matron, the Recruiter, we got Muxus, and we got the Shattergang brothers. So definitely, the Lackey is a card that could, in theory, use a reprint. I don't know how much it gets used. Like, how many people play Goblins? Like, I know Goblins is popular, but I didn't think it was this popular. So the non-foils, just non-foil 1868 for the Lackey. Matron's been beat down so bad. It's 13 cents for non-foil. Recruiter hasn't had a reprint in quite a while at 734. Muxus is 398. It's only had the Jumpstart 2020 and 2022 printing. And we got the Shattergang Brothers, which last was printed in Double Masters 22, which is kind of like, why was he there? And now he's back again. Oh no. So we're at positive value for the non-foils at 30.35. So 1% positive value. It is pretty bad that's like the best non-foil value. The only positive value non-foil. And then we got the foils. The foil Goblin Lackey is the last time it was a secret lair at 2027. The Matron 18 cents. Like, I remember that being one of the biggest chase foils out of 7th, being like over $100. It just seems crazy that there's an option for like 18 cents. Recruiter doesn't have a foil. Muxus doesn't have a foil. And Shattergang Brothers has a 26-cent foil. So definitely a miss on the foils until you put a value for the Recruiter and the Muxus. I don't know what that would be. If you port the current value over, you still don't make it. So does the Recruiter and the Muxus have more value than their current non-foils? It's hard to tell. They are doing a different rainbow treatment to them, and that might be cool with the colors that they have on these. Although these aren't really goblins the way I think of goblins, so they're just too like cartoony. Next up is Death is temporary, metal is forever. Another 5-card drop. With a couple interesting cards. We got Sir Conrad the Grim, Underworld Dreams, Waste Not, Wheel of Misfortune, and Necrosar. So I'm not 100% sold on the black and white. The art is pretty decent, but it is not for everyone, I imagine. As for value, it's another rough one for non-foil. The Conrad's only $1.50, even though it's had a few Commander printings. Underworld Dreams is like 40 cents. It was downshifted one of the last times they printed it to uncommon. Waste Not's just over $10. Wheel of Misfortune is just under $3, and Necrosar is 53 cents. Yikes. Sir Conrad in foil is $4.13. Underworld Dreams is like 84 cents. Waste Not's 23.71, the big card. But like even at over half the value, it doesn't hit the $40. And then you got 533 for Wheel of Misfortune. I didn't even think it would be that much. And then Necrosar there's a version for $1.11. That's pretty crazy since it was one of the like most popular commanders from 2013 Commander. I think that's like the thing, like one reprint. Like all it takes for some of these cards is one reprint, and then it's like super. Then it's like the near bulk, and then like one if they hit it one more time, depending on the way, it's like super bulk, and then it's like always in different commander decks and stuff. It's just terrible. I would like them to have more diversity of like the card pool in a way for some of the like low end stuff. But you still miss on the foils with $5 short basically. Then the next up is the biggest ripoff. It is this Middle Earth, More Adventures in Middle Earth, the cartoon art. It's like 2 commons, 2 uncommons. It shouldn't even be a thing. Like I don't know what the bonus card is. Like is the bonus card the One Ring? Because that would almost make it worth it. Like it really wouldn't be worth it, but like it'd be close. Non-foil, it's 23 cents. You could probably even get them for less. You could probably just ask a person who's opened a bunch of like Lord of the Rings and then get them from them for nothing. And then foil like 62 cents, like pointless. Definitely not good. Like even if the One Ring is the bonus card, it's not. Like this is why they should. This is especially why they shouldn't do. This is like too far. Like I don't want. Like I like how the secret lairs have gone more where like you pay like if the art's cool, buy it. If it's cards that you play, like it's not all about the value. It's not all about like super value because like that won't work overall long term. But like this one, this Middle Earth one is just way too far. Like it's just taking advantage of people. So I guess we'll see. Trying to get people to buy $200 of secret lairs to get 2 boosters. I don't know. If it was like for some of this, if it was like you'd almost have to get a box to make it worth it. Like it's just that, like, I don't know, that's just bad. Like they should have just made it like if you buy $500 you get a whole collector box or something, because like overall I think it's a big miss this batch. But I guess we'll see how these lairs all fare on the open market. It seems like there's very limited amounts of listings and very limited amounts of sales, and I hope that the sales aren't real. And I guess we'll go from there. Hopefully next batch is better and not a bunch of junk and ripoffs and such. I guess my question is do you have any plans to buy any of these secret lairs, and or just buy some singles? I'd like to know in the comments, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. I hope you take care, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.